Victorious is normally a show about theater kids singing, performing, or trying desperately to get on TV in any way possible. Like by auditioning for a trashy reality TV show or a sleazy game show. Bunch of fame whores. But in one episode, they set aside music and performing to do a little criminal activity instead. I'm talking, of course, about the Great Ping Pong Scam, or as I like to call it, the Hollywood Arts Embezzlement episode. The plot involves the kids pretending to be a ping pong team at their school so that they can collect the money given to each sports team for travel and equipment and use that money on a fancy dinner instead. And I don't know how or why they came up with this plot, but it's actually fucking wild what they're doing in this episode. In the state of California, where Victorious takes place, embezzlement can be charged as felony form of grand theft if it involves more than $950. And they straight up state in this episode that the ping pong team is given $1,500 by the school.
I remembered something Beck had told me about all the sports teams at Hollywood Arts getting a minimum of $1,500 a year to pay for travel and equipment.
So that definitely qualifies what they're doing as a felony. And that means the penalties may include a term of up to 3 years in state prison, a fine of up to $10,000, or both a fine and imprisonment. And it's pretty wild to take on that kind of legal risk just for the sake of going out to eat a nice dinner at a restaurant with your buddies. And it's also kind of funny how Nickelodeon does not condemn its main characters for committing crimes in this episode. Spoiler alert, but they never get caught by the school for what they're doing. No one gets in trouble at Hollywood Arts. This plotline is basically the kids successfully commit a felony for the 3rd straight year in a row, and that's it. They live happily ever after, and everyone gets away with it. And just to compare how iCarly handles its protagonist committing white-collar crime, in the episode I Owe You, Sam asks on their webcast for viewers to send in money through the mail, which they later find out was actually illegal. Then, they scramble to figure out a way to fix their mistake and make the situation legal again. Okay, that is a completely different vibe than this episode of Victorious, where the kids are fully aware that they're lying, committing fraud, and misallocating funds meant for an athletic club, and they're aware it's illegal. Psychowitz even points it out to them when they first pitch the idea to him, and nobody gives a fuck. And they actually face no consequences for the lying, fraud, and embezzlement they committed during this episode. And you know what? I respect that. I like that we didn't get a preachy-ass felonies are bad PSA. So if you've ever wanted to commit some embezzlement, get out your notepad and pen and start taking some notes. Because today we're taking a look back at the Great Ping Pong Scam. As always, if you guys like this one, be sure to throw us a like and maybe even subscribe. I might just let someone spank me repeatedly with a ping pong paddle if you do. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at AgroWasHere for a little daily dose of nostalgia. And if you have any other episodes or shows you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. All right, let's dive in. Right off the bat, this episode loses points because Trina is not in it. She's a great character and her absence is always a disappointment. So we start off with Tori walking into school with her eyes glued to her damn phone. Pathetic. This is what addiction looks like right here. She asks the others to hang out after school and they say they can't because they have ping pong practice after school.
We're all on the ping pong team.
There's no ping pong team at Hollywood Arts.
What gives Tori the confidence to say that? Wouldn't it make more sense to be like, oh, I didn't realize you guys were on the ping pong team, but whatever. She says if there's really a ping pong team, then she wants to try out, and they tell her she'll need to talk to the team captain, Jade. Classic.
You could join my team. I call it Rex's all hot chick volleyball squad. Yeah. No, yeah.
And something kind of weird, the gum she takes out of her mouth is white, but the gum she puts on Rex's face is bright pink. Get your fucking continuity right. There's supposed to be someone on set at all times who just has a book of continuity. So Tori asks Jade if she can try out for the ping pong team. And of course, Jade tells her to fuck off. Harsh, sure. But then Tori goes running straight to the guidance counselor to tattle?
What's up?
Jade is the captain of the ping pong team, and I want to try out, and she says I can't.
All right, I'm gonna say it. This is cringe behavior from Tori. I'm sorry, cause I feel bad for her. Sure, it's season 1 and she's still new to the school at this point, and she feels left out of the group, like they're all excluding her. But the harsh reality is, not everyone has to include you in everything all the time. And they're also too old for her to be tattling to an adult at the first sign of conflict.
Look what it says on the official Hollywood Arts website.
All students are encouraged to participate in school-sanctioned events, clubs, and sports teams. You gotta let her try out.
Read the phone, Jade. Read the phone.
She's being mad annoying in this scene. Jade has a right to be pissed. Cut to a montage of try-hard Tori doing way too much. She battles the other kids in ping pong like her life depends on it, even though most of them don't seem to be any good at all. And Kat even runs away from the ball screaming. Robbie is shirtless for some reason, and when Tori faces him, she nails him right in the cock and balls. Which honestly, would that even hurt? It's just a ping pong ball. And he's got fucking thick-ass denim jeans on, bro. Also, in the background, you can see Beck cover Rex's eyes, but then he also covers them again in the next shot, too. Fuck you. But even after she beats everyone, Jade tells her that her ass did not make the team. She argues that's not fair, but Jade says that according to the school rules, the captain gets to decide who makes the team when there's no coach. And honestly, I know that it's hurtful, but why does Tori want to be somewhere so badly where she's not wanted?
Hello, Sinjin.
Oh my god, this is exactly how I dreamed it would happen.
She tells him she needs a favor, but it has to be a secret, and he puckers up for a kiss. So she sprays him right in the face and mouth with an unknown bottle of chemicals? Is it fucking Windex? That definitely got inside his mouth. Someone needs to call poison control ASAP. His throat could swell shut. He could lose his vision. He could collapse to the fucking floor. There's so many side effects from ingesting Windex. I just can't believe it. After assaulting him with poison, she tells him that she needs him to build something that she can hide inside to spy on the other kids at their next ping pong team meeting. Which again, let it go, Tori. It's getting really desperate. She gives him some dirty ass rag that's probably also full of chemicals to wipe his eyes off with, and he still agrees to help her build something. Brother needs some more self-respect. He's even more desperate than Tori.
Yay! Thanks, Sinjin.
Here comes that feeling.
Did Buddy just announce his boner?
Here comes that feeling.
Okay. Cut to the group playing Twister and not actually practicing ping pong when Andre and Beck start banging on the soda machine because it ate their dollar. They shake it around and it tips over, which is kind of an overreaction to knock the whole damn thing down just because of a $1 loss. I mean, more people die every year from vending machines tipping over than sharks! So yeah, not worth the $1. And of course, Tori is hiding inside the machine spying on them. They confess to her that there's no real ping pong team and decide to explain via flashback what's really going on. Basically, Kat told everyone about a fancy restaurant she got to try and how amazing it was. And they all wanted to go, but that shit was way too expensive. But then, Jade remembered that each club or sports team at Hollywood Arts gets $1,500 a year minimum for travel and equipment. So they decided to form a fake ping pong team so they could all eat the fancy food on Hollywood Arts' dime every year. And this is straight up textbook embezzlement. And honestly, it's hilarious that they're willing to do all this just to eat some fancy steaks. Don't they all come from rich backgrounds anyway? Surely they've all eaten at nice restaurants before, and yet each of them thinks that this is totally worth the risk? The flashback also shows that they asked Sikowitz to be their faculty advisor. And honestly, this part kind of pisses me off because you can clearly see Tori's locker in the background behind them, even though she didn't go to Hollywood Arts yet because it's a flashback. How hard would it have been to cover it up with a piece of construction paper and make it look like someone else's locker for the sake of continuity? Sikowitz tells them that their plan is illegal, but he also says that Principal Eichner might lose his job since none of the sports teams ever win anything. What? First off, it's a performing arts school. Of course none of the sports teams win anything. It's a bunch of damn theater kids, musicians, and freaks. There's no football jocks walking around. Also, why would the principal principal be fired over that? If anything, wouldn't it be, I don't know, the athletic director whose job is at risk? What the hell does that have to do with the principal? But the kids realize they can take a couple $100 from the $1,500 fund to just buy a nice ass trophy and then pretend they won some tournament. Then spend the rest of the funds on a fancy dinner. And that way the principal won't get fired. And now with the fake trophy added to the plan, Psychowitz says, fuck the law, and he is officially on board.
Are you gonna bust us now and ruin everything?
No. If
what?
And I'm very proud to announce the newest member of the Hollywood Arts ping pong team, Tori, the paddle puss, Vega!
A whole crowd really showed up for this announcement of Tori being added to the team. People have fucking posters, and yet nobody cares to ever watch a ping pong match? No one ever tried to follow the team to notice that they aren't actually competing with anyone? Also, paddle puss.
Paddle puss.
Come on now. And look, I know I'm being a little harsh on Tori this episode, but damn, she really just blackmailed her way into being included on the team here. She gave them no choice. Jade knows damn well that Tori has no problem running off and snitching because she already did it once earlier this episode. Plus, her dad is a cop. And since they're actually guilty of a real crime here, they had no other option but to include her, because that bitch could get them in real trouble. Cut to everyone at the restaurant all wearing nice dressy clothes, except for Tori, who's in her ping pong uniform.
You said you reminded everyone to bring nice clothes.
I did.
You didn't remind me.
Whoops.
And honestly, I know the show is trying to blame Jade here, but Tori is damn well old enough to know that it's not appropriate to wear athletic clothing to a super fancy place. Meanwhile, Robbie asks the waitress what's in the tiny little bowl because it's fantastic, and she says it's caviar. So then, his dumbass orders a whole big bowl of it. Now, as someone who's never even stepped foot inside a fancy restaurant, even I know that caviar is one of the most expensive foods a human being could consume. Robbie should have the damn common sense to know that caviar is goddamn expensive as hell. Also, haven't they been going to this restaurant for the past 3 years? You're telling me Robbie never got caviar served with his dish before? Then the waitress awkwardly flirts with Psychowitz, which, come on, this place is probably full to the brim with wealthy men, and she chooses to flirt with this bald, homeless-looking freak? Then, when he sees the check, he nearly chokes and spits everywhere. The amount makes his balls retract back into his body. It's a $1,300 total, and they all freak out because it's never been more than $700 in the past.
I see the problem. They mistakenly charged us an extra $600 for caviar. Excuse me, sir.
Hi, is anything wrong?
Now, why would Robbie sit there, keeping his mouth shut, and let Psychowitz complain that it's an error when he knows damn well that he ordered the giant bowl of caviar? Everyone starts to panic that they can't afford to pay the bill, and the restaurant says that we're gonna call the police on your broke asses if you don't pay. And during the chaos, Psychowitz sneaks out of there, leaving the kids completely on their own to fend for themselves. And honestly, is the huge panic really necessary? They got $1,500 from Hollywood Arts as their ping pong budget.
All the sports teams at Hollywood Arts getting a minimum of $1,500 a year to pay for travel and equipment.
Andre said their fake trophy is $400.
Take the $1,500 the school gives us, use $400 of it to buy a nice trophy for the school.
And now the bill is $1,300.
It's $1,300.
So that means they should still have $1,100 as their restaurant budget. That only leaves them $200 short, and there's 6 of them. That's $33.33 per person. They seriously don't have $34 per person to throw in? They're goddamn rich kids from Hollywood Hills.
It's never been over 700.
Way to go, Tori!
So if the grant for the ping pong team is $1,500, the trophy is $400, and they spend $700 at the restaurant, that still leaves $400 left over. What have they been doing with the extra money? Just pocketing it? Turns out, guests at the restaurant are complaining since there's no live music, because their performer couldn't show up. So Tori realizes this is a perfect opportunity to save them all $50 and solve both problems at once.
Give me your dress.
Couldn't Jade or Kat just perform since they're already dressed nice? Why the outfit swap?
Liz, you sing a lot too. Like, especially during rehearsals. We all sing.
Also, I'm sorry, but this tweet from Tori is unacceptable. That is all. So Tori and Andre start to perform, and it's a cute song. It's catchy, and her voice sounds good. But why the hell is Psychowitz seen magically back at the table watching the performance? And then he's seen after that sneaking back into the restaurant! Sloppy Nickelodeon. There are too many errors in this damn episode, and this is a season 1 episode. They should have been on top of their fucking game. Also, why did Psychowitz even come back? How did he have any way of knowing this performance was even taking place? Also, you may call it nitpicking, but I'm pretty sure when there's live music at a restaurant, people still keep eating and having conversations at their tables, and the music is just kind of in the background. But here, everyone is dead silent, turned to face the stage, and watching the performance like they're at a goddamn concert. Even the waiters appear to be watching and enjoying the performance instead of serving people. Guys, I just realized that's not even Kat or Jade in that shot. Those are clearly body doubles. Was it that important to show that shot? Couldn't they have used an audience reaction shot to cover it up or something? Why'd they have to show the random so clearly? And that's it. The episode ends with a 3-minute music performance, and they're all let off the hook scot-free apparently. And guys, I gotta be honest, that was sloppier than me after last year's Super Bowl. Let's just do a quick recap of all the errors in this episode. Tori's gum changes colors. Beck shields Rex's eyes from the brutal crotch shot, then is shown a split second later, again shielding his eyes from the same crotch shot. Tori's locker can be seen in the background during a flashback when she wasn't yet a student at Hollywood Arts. The math at the restaurant doesn't work out to be the massive issue they portray it to be, since each student would only owe less than $50. When Tori and Andre perform, Psychowitz can be seen in one of the shots at the table, even though it's before he returns to the restaurant after abandoning everyone. And on top of all those other mistakes, you can blatantly see 2 women that aren't Kat and Jade dressed up to be Kat and Jade. I know it's a kid's show, but you know what? I expect more. At this point in his career, Dan Schneider has already worked on All That, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, and iCarly. This ain't his first rodeo, or even his second, or even his third. He should know better. Lazy, sleazy, and disappointing. But setting that aside, this one is a truly wild episode that's pretty hard to forget. I kinda love how every person in the friend group was cool with committing some white-collar crime just for the sole purpose of eating at a fancy restaurant. It's honestly funny as hell, and even though Tori did annoy me at the beginning of the episode, I like how she hops on board with the embezzlement scheme too, and sees no problem with it and joins in. Friends who commit fraud together win together. But enough of me yapping. What do you guys think of the Great Ping Pong Scam? Do you think it's a bad message for the youth of America, or do you support teaching them how to embezzle funds at a young age? Let me know how you're feeling in the comments, and let's kick it. And as always, I gotta give a massive, ball-smashing, embezzlement-fueled thank you to the Patreon and channel members. You guys are beautiful, amazing. I love every one of you. I appreciate the support. Thanks. And if you're still here, that's awesome. Make sure you're subscribed and maybe check out some other videos. You might have fun, you might not. I can't make any promises. All right, thanks for listening.